So there's the train I just got off of. That one. That was the fastest I have ever ridden the train from Kenmore out to my stop. Now let me tell you how fast it was. I decided to listen to some tunes tonight, and the Police's Walking on the Moon came on. And that song is 4 minutes and 56 seconds long. Now, I had already been listening to about 2 minutes. I jumped on the train, and they said, we're not going to stop unless somebody rings the bell. Typically, they stop at every stop. And that's the short version. Guess what? They didn't stop till the first stop before my stop, and I'm several stops down. And the song ended right when they stopped. And then mine is literally, I mean, it takes me 5 minutes to walk from my stop to that stop that they stopped at. And I mean, just the time they pick up speed, they have to start slowing down to stop at my stop. So anyway, I got off. Let me tell you what happened before that. We're going to go in reverse order. So tonight starts a series with the Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. And then I had to work. So when I was getting ready to get on the train, and I'm going to address this Michigas of a hairstyle when we get around to it. Okay, so when I left, I'm telling you, Lansdowne Street was hopping. Now last night, I don't know what was going on, but there were a ton of cars. They had filed them in one way coming from Brookline to Lansdowne Street. I couldn't tell if they were making a right on Ipswich or a left. And so something big was going on somewhere, but I was just too busy. I needed to get home, and I had biked, so I had to, and I walked the bike to a certain place, and then I started biking because there was so many cars and so many people on the sidewalk. And I'd be biking the opposite direction that the cars are going in. Typically they go, let's see, no, actually they do just go that one way. Okay, so tonight it was hopping again because of the Red Sox, and then of course the eateries and the music venue, which was the show again tonight was phenomenal. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to get on and see who won, because the fun is to talk to somebody from Boston and get their take. Well, the train was pretty crowded, and it's the first of the month, so everybody's buying their Charlie cards. Which, by the way, a tip, if you go buy your Charlie card, make sure if you want the monthly pass, let's see, I keep making the same mistake. I think I hit combo or something like that because I want a subway and a bus ticket. I think you have to hit monthly pass, and then you go from there, and then you end up, I don't know what it is. All I know is I think it's the option in the upper right-hand corner. Once you get there, it gives you the option for monthly. Okay, so I thought, well, I'll ask somebody how everything went down. But when I got there, everybody seemed to board the train that was there, and then my train came next, and I think there were 3 people on the whole train, or maybe on my car. Maybe there was one on the next car. And so then I get off, 3 minutes later, and I'm walking down my street, and some guys are walking up. Guys, they're my age. Some men. One's wearing a Boston Red Sox cap, and I'm thinking, I can't go wrong asking them to score. Okay, who won? We did. Red Sox. By how much? What's the score? 9-8. All right, Texas, better luck next time. I'm torn because I still consider myself a Texas girl, and okay, if I were to go to the game, I'd be cheering for both teams. Okay, subject for another time. All right, so let's back up. So when I get to the second gig, I got a new assignment. Now, I had been assigned at this position before, which was on the floor, but this was when there was assigned seating. This time, it was general admission, And I'm telling you, I never had so much fun. Now, of course, it's a serious thing because you want to make sure people are going to the right space. And there are a couple of other general admission areas or standing room only. So that's on the second and third levels. I'm sorry, that would be the third and fourth levels, or what's called the curve or the balcony level. So they have standing room, limited standing room tickets behind those. And so sometimes those get mixed up, so you want to send people to the right place. And I'm telling you, the talk of the night was, this was hilarious. There's a women's bathroom on the first floor, so when you're facing the stage, that would be the house's view. So when you're facing the stage, you would say house right, so everything on the right would be house right, and everything on the left would be house left. Now, if you're on the stage looking out to the audience, then of course when you say stage right, that would be the house left, and then, you know, stage left would be house right, typically. You see what I'm saying? So if you're on the stage, you say right from the stage, or if you're in the house, you say right or left from the house. Okay, and I'm sure I missed something in there somewhere, but I think you get the all right. So the bathrooms, there's no access to the bathrooms, just so that you know. When you're in the venue, you have to step just outside the doors. And I'm sure that there was a reason for that. It could be code, it could be some different things. I know that there's a good reason for it. But anyway, the bathrooms, the women's bathroom is house right on the first floor. The men's bathroom is house right on the second floor. And there is a women's bathroom on the second floor. However, you have to be a part of the VIP club on the mezzanine to get to the women's bathroom. So you have to, if you're a woman and need a bathroom on the second floor and above, you can only go to the second and third levels, and then it's going to be house right. And then on the third and fourth levels, and then the men's bathroom would be on the third and fourth levels, house left. And it's just outside the music hall doors. All right, so here's the talk. The men have to find the little boys' room. Where's it's upstairs. What? They don't have a bathroom on the other side. No, that's the coat check. Anyway, and there are coat checks on every level, and then you can get something to drink and something to eat on every level, and there are kiosks, so you order from the kiosk, and then they'll bring it out to where you ordered it from. Okay, so there were a couple of men who seemed a little put out, but by the second and third trip, but now it's a joke. And I can't believe that a woman must have designed this, and the women would be coming out going, yeah, and telling their husbands, now you know what it feels like to have, typically there aren't enough stalls for women or whatever. There's always something. So this time, it was really funny. And one time I had a misspeak. So a man came out, where are the bathrooms? I said, outside. He said, I have to go out into the street? I said, no. And then some other guys came out and they go, we got to go all the way to Fenway. I had to keep a straight face. Well, I didn't have to keep a straight face because they were laughing too. And then what were some other, I'll think of some other stuff, but it was an absolute hoot. And then there's a little counseling session. There was a little something going on, and so I had to make sure that somebody was okay, and they ended up being okay, which was good. All right. And as I stood there, I thought, I love this as much as I love listening to the music, and I enjoyed all of it. In fact, the one song I told you about, let's see, Billionaire. Can't be bought, can't be sold. Okay, that's all I remember that. I'm going to have to go listen to some songs. And some of them, I'm telling you, the very last one, I loved it. It just had this guitar riff. And Chris Stapleton's wife, I don't know her name, boy, she was rocking out. And it was really fun to see both her and him really enjoy performing on the stage together, of course, as well as the band. And so, and the people, I'm telling you, they were singing to the top of their lungs to so many things. Okay, this was the thing that came to me last night. When I was watching the show, I began to sort of get gripped by the music. And it kind of took me back to all of the other genres and songs and artists that, you know, when I would listen to them, let's say like Al Jarreau or Mickey Gilley or Van Halen, U2, Loverboy, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, you know, Brazilian songs, Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. So whenever I would listen to a new artist or whatever, I would be very gripped by that artist or genre, and I couldn't get enough of it. Would just listen to those songs and learn them and sing them. And so I was sitting there watching everybody, and I thought, this is so fun, watching another generation really get into some great music and be gripped by that music and let it carry them away and sing to the top of their lungs when they feel like it. And I found myself doing the same thing. In fact, I did a little toe tapping and a little, you know, side leg slapping to the beat of the music as I was getting to know the music. And people were so complimentary, and I'm very, very appreciative of it. And I love helping the people, figuring out what it is that they need and making sure that they are satisfied, you know, by the end of the concert, that they got everything that they needed. Okay, and I'm sure that there's more that I'm forgetting. Now, the other job was wonderful, and I'm telling you, I have worked so hard, but I never had so much fun, and I happened to meet all of my goals today, which felt really good, and I exceeded a couple of them. And I'm telling you, the staff, it's like for both positions, the right hand knows what the left hand's doing, and you throw a ball and somebody catches it and throws it back to you, you catch it and throw it back to them. It's just like, it's great teamwork. Both positions are wonderful, and I do everything. There's not any position that's too good for me. So now this morning, let me explain about the hair. I could not get my hair to do what it needed to do, and I didn't have time to give it the pixie cut, so I did this thing. I put it up in this little doodad, and because I look like, there's a saying in Portuguese, a manga chupada, a sucked on mango. You know, when all your hair is slicked back, that's what you end up looking like. And I thought I didn't want to look like a manga chupado, so I tried to do some wisp, and it looked a little funky. But everybody, I'm telling you, everybody thought it was kind of cute. I don't know why. So I get to my first job, and my assignment was to vacuum out the dressing rooms. So I got a little ambitious and decided to clean the corners, and I made sure that they all sparkled. So my manager came up and said, "What are you, Cinderella?" I said, "Only if you're my fairy godmother." And by the end of the day, the same manager came up and said, "I'm going to call you Jeannie. I dream of Jeannie." I said, "That's so funny because I always wanted to be Jeannie." So I did the little beoing, you know. Okay, so, but there's some really good things happening there. And then I'll back up to the beginning of the day. How I started out my day was with my quiet time, which was very, very precious, and it got me off to a good start. Now, I confess, I've been eating pizza at night before. There's a real inexpensive pizza. You can get them for $2 a slice, and I've been getting that at the end of the shows. That's only been for 3 nights. And like I said in my last video, I added some carbs and sugars back in, and I cut them out. So tonight I'm doing nothing. I'm going right to bed, getting up, running, starting the whole day out, and I think it's going to be better. I find myself getting back into shape again, and I just leveled off for a few weeks, and now everything's getting better and stronger and faster. And so thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you are enjoying these videos. And, you know, something I want to say, I'm really trying to get better about some things. I don't know if you've got some personal goals that you want to get better with, whether they're personal, professionally. Maybe someday I'll make videos about that if I get good enough to speak on those things. But I'm trying to get better at some personal and some professional things. And, you know, maybe one day I'll share those with you, because I think I've learned things from great people. In fact, somebody complimented me, I think it was yesterday, and I think I even mentioned it, that I had learned some wonderful things from great people over the years. So that's it. Thank you for joining me, and I don't know if I'll make these every night, but there's always some story, something really great to report. And I don't know about my journaling, if I'll ever pick it up again, because this is my journal, and so I'll just have to go back and you know, watch the videos and then journal from there. So thank you for watching. Take care, and until later.